If you haven't already, do make sure you have checked out the videos that we've made about the Mahindra Vision T, the SXT, as well as the Vision S. This video is going to focus on what I think is the underdog of today's showcase, which is the Vision X. You can think of X as the word crossover because the other three concepts that we've seen today are very boxy, very old school, whereas this is something that's fitting into the Nexon, XUV3 XO, Nissan Magnite, Renault Kiger, Maruti Brezza, Tata Nexon and all that entire segment. And it is going to be arriving in, well, if you look at the chronology, it's most likely going to be the last arrival of the entire range. So the Vision S, that's the mini Defender car that looks kind of like the Bolero Neo, that's supposed to come somewhere in the start of 2027. The Vision T as well as the SXT are coming rather somewhere in between the end of 2027 to early 2028, while this thing might be mid 2028 towards the start of 2029. So which is why you see the entire roadmap going from 2027 right up until 2030. Now this is going to be an important car. But what I really like about this is how daring they've gone with the design. It might seem more so with the old school SUVs, but they definitely try something really new here. Let's get into it. First, let's get a look at the side profile itself. I won't be able to get too close to the car, but I can give you a little bit of a peek into its interior. Quite modern, quite sleek, quite minimalist. And hopefully my editor will be able to plonk in some amount of b-roll for the interior to give her a better idea of what it looks like. Now, like the other concept cars we're seeing today, this is of course a 5-seater, but I think the most attractive angle of the Vision X would have to be what they've done right here. Almost gives you a little bit of a Mazda vibe from the rear three quarters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely seems to have some amount of Japanese influence to it. Now, by what we understand, Mahindra has built 4 concept cars across their different design studios, but this as well as the Vision S are projects that are more focused or heavily developed right here in India, because of course the sub 4 meter configuration is something that's very specific to India, while the Vision SXT as well as the T are something coming from their UK design studio. So this is the rear curvy profile that you have with the connected LED taillights. Somewhat you can see some inspiration from the XEV9 here as well, because it does have that slight bit of a coupe touch and nice flowing lines into the back. You'll see this nicely cut, very well shaped tailgate integration, or boot rather, and a surprisingly bulbous or chunky amount of body cladding finished in gloss black. Now on this particular car, and what's curious is, even though the car itself does look like your 3.94 meter long SUV, this thing's riding on 19-inch wheels and they look quite, well, size appropriate. On the side profile, you will also see these flush fitting door handles. Most likely they will be coming with a pop-out mechanism that will either be spring-loaded in the lower variants, it will be electronically retracting in the higher variants. You have a lot of chunky cladding over there as well, something that's definitely getting some kind of connection with the B6 itself. And then we come to what is possibly the most subtle angle, but still quite a different angle for the Vision X. You can take a look at these LED DRLs. Certainly seems to be a little bit of a connection to the Tata Nexon over there in terms of familiarity. But once we come to the front profile, you can see that the lower air dam integration is very unique. You have that XUV3 XO like integration of the front grille itself, because now it might look like it's a completely closed off grille, but bear in mind this particular platform, because it is based on the new NU IQ platform, it is capable of all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, electrification, ICE. So it's going to be a wide range of combinations available. This thing does seem like the ideal candidate to go both ICE as well as EV. And hopefully that ICE feature is going to include diesel as well. Yes, we're all diesel fans, aren't we? Now let's get a closer look at the bonnet. You have these aggressive Spider-Man-like integrations of the fake intakes up top on the bonnet. You see the headlights integrated right here at the bottom. So very distinctive lighting elements on the car as well. And as we come here, you'll see that it's got these super duper sleek ORVMs, but of course the expectation over here is this is going to be a camera mounted system. Maybe something that they might introduce, at least with the top end variants, might be a possibility, unless we're dodging too many bikers to go up against who are going to end up backing those mirrors. But bear in mind, these cars are not just focused on the Indian market. While this particular size in itself might be, it does have a very large wheelbase, 26-65 millimeters in that territory. But the car itself is going to be prepared for both Indian as well as international markets that Mahindra has its presence in. So there we have it. The Mahindra Vision X is the only curvy crossover sort of concept showcased today, but definitely quite distinctive, and I like to see the direction that the subcompact SUV space is taking. And if you are going to go curvy, might as well have it look something like this.